Alright, today we're working on expressions. Expression is taking a word problem or just a saying and putting it into expression that looks like a math problem. It's going to have a variable and it's going to have numbers in it, and it's going to either have add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So what we're going to look at first is an expression will not have an equal sign. It's just going to be a variable math sentence or an algebraic sentence that represents an actual sentence. An equation will have an equal sign and you'll go on to solve it, but for today we're just working with expressions, so we're just going to write an expression that represents a situation. So we'll come into the book here. It says 4 times more money than Elliot saved. So for that, 4 times more money than Elliot saved. 4 times sounds like 4 times. And then Elliot. So for Elliot, we'll just put E. So that would be all that we have for this problem. But instead of using the multiplication symbol, we'll just write it for E. That means the same exact thing. So when you're doing expressions, we're not going to use the X for the multiplication symbol because it could be seen as being a variable, which is just a letter that represents a number. So the things that we need to know today are that expressions have no equal sign, equations do, and we're not working with equations today, and a variable is going to be a letter that represents a number. So these are the 3 things that you need to have memorized at the end of today's lesson. So if I say Jack had 6 more than Sally. So his is going to be, Sally's was be S. He had 6 more, so S plus 6 is the representation of what Jack has. So Jack's is going to be Sally's plus 6. So if I say Jack had 3 less than Sally, it's going to be Sally minus 3. Flip back over here to the book. Mute that so you don't hear the sound effects, and go back into this. So this is half as many pages as George read. So we have George's. George is going to be G. That's the letter that represents what he is. And it's half as many. So times 1/2. So it could be G times 1/2, or it could be 1/2 G, either way. So that's just saying half of what George read. Alright, the width of a box is 4 inches less than the length. So it's going to be the length minus 4. Alright, the cost of 5 CDs and a DVD and the cost of 5 CDs and a $12 DVD. So 5 CDs plus 12. Another representation, 6 feet less than the width. So the width is W minus 6. Alright, for number 2 here, it says 6 hours more per week than Theodore studies. So Theodore will be T. And 6 hours more, so it's going to be T plus 6. Alright, number 3, 6 years less than Tracy's age. So less is going to be subtracting. So it'll be Tracy, we'll use T again. And then minus 6. Number 4, it says 2 less than 1/3 of the points the Panthers scored. So this has 2 steps. So it's going to be 1/3 of the Panthers minus 2. So 1/3 P minus 2 for 4 there. So you're going to do this IXL lesson. There's 2 of them today. You may struggle to begin with to kind of get the hang of reading them and understanding what each of them are asking you. But go back to the video, look at them. You're going to be looking for keywords. If it's something less is going to tell you to subtract. So less is going to be subtract. More, you're going to add. Times, you multiply. And if you're putting things into groups, you're going to divide. And it may even say divide. So times, multiply, groups, or separate, you're going to divide. If it says to do more of something, you're going to add. And then less of something, you're going to subtract. So that's the different things you need to know today. Like I said, it's one of those things that you just kind of need to work with it for a little bit, and you're going to understand it pretty good. So you're going to get a lot of practice today. By the end of the lesson, you should be good to go. So good luck.